I see on my side it's kind of coming through, but I don't know how that's going to work if I have other people in the room or just blocking out other noise. I really hope we don't get a bad echo or anything like that. Let me check the chat again. Seth Motion, welcome to the stream. Hey, Seth. I totally have never seen that name before. I wouldn't have no idea who that was. Okay, good. So weird. I usually keep the headphones plugged in, especially on stream, because if I'm talking with other people on stream, then it would keep it from echoing. But I guess I'm the only body in the room, literally in this room itself, too. I guess we'll go without it. Well, does that mean I could plug in my phone and I could just listen to Mario Jams on here? I don't know if they would come onto the stream and get doxxed or anything like that. But to keep the volume down, I will do that. So I do have video on the side that I pulled up, and I don't think I'm going to be able to broadcast it to the stream as well, of what Peach's Castle looks like in Super Mario 64 and all of its graphical capability of it. So that's aside from, like, you know, the way you would normally walk around it, but it's like, okay, removing walls, removing different rooms, and like transitioning between areas. If you just constructed it all together, what would it look like? So that should, offhand, off to the side, I could definitely build it in real life for Brian. I still owe Brian a Lego Racers model because I had already done that on stream last year during one of the quarantine streams, I think, or one of the gaming streams or something like that on Beyond the Brick. I still owe him that model. I still have all the instructions and just have to gather the parts. But it will be chef's kiss when I have it for him. But assuming I've basically shown what the digital model would look like, and I don't know if that's a thing that he's going to have parts to it, if he would want to build himself, or whatever. Might be worth a trip to Boston, though. What if we kill two birds with one stone and make like a Peach's Castle on... Okay, Seth, you're exploring an idea that I had actually considered a little while ago, and that is to make Princess Peach's Castle compatible with Mario Kart. The problem that I have with it, the one I'm basing it on is Super Mario 64's Peach's Castle, not the more recent ones. Because I'm thinking of like, okay, well, if Lego had the the Super Mario 64 set that came out or that revealed today, can I do one that's different but still homage to the same game? You know, that kind of thing. It is in Mario Kart 64. But it's a background piece. If anything, maybe I could throw the podium on there, maybe the big fish with the trophy spitting out of it. But I'm also trying to work within a quote-unquote hypothetical parts budget. And like the trying to think, I've never been a Lego set designer, obviously. You guys know that. I just want to make that clear for anybody else who's joining the stream. Also, question before I move forward. Is it getting really choppy? I don't know if it's coming through here because I'm looking at the screen and it looks choppy. So anyways, I have never been a Lego set designer. I've never been a Lego Master Model builder. I have never been a Lego Master Model builder at the Legoland parks. I am just thinking in the mindset, in the conscious effort of from what Lego sets I've seen to try to build something reminiscent of what that would be like. Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. I couldn't tell from my side how well it was coming through on there on the side. So I don't know. It could be. Is it bad that I'm not really a Marvel fan? I feel like it is. I feel like that's hurting how I can talk with people in the Lego community is if I'm not a fan of certain things. I mean, I haven't watched the Daredevil TV show. I haven't watched the What If. I haven't watched the WandaVision. I don't have Disney Plus. I've always borrowed it from someone else, and right now don't have the password, so I can't watch anything. But everybody throws around a lot of Marvel, DC, even sometimes other properties, and I'm like, sure. If it isn't your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, good. I also got worried about that a lot because even though we've seen like avalanches of Lego news in the past week alone, everybody is still on the mindset of one particular thing: Marvel What If CMFs, which are not bad. I've looked at the figures themselves, and I'm like, okay, without any context, this is still a cool concept that you have different versions of minifigures from the Marvel superheroes, from the films that we know. Um, but then again, every time I look on social media, people are going to be talking about it. Like I saw dozens of photos today about the zombie episode, and may or may not have had spoilers in it. I don't know. I don't have context to work from, so I don't know if it has spoilers. And then, or even before that, when it came to like Star Wars, I watched The Mandalorian, but I was usually a week behind or something. It wasn't always right as they came out. It was very rare. It was. And then The Bad Batch. Literally every other episode was considered good according to what I saw on the internet. Because it was like, good episode, bad episode, good episode, bad episode. And I'm like, should I watch? It doesn't sound like it's that fun or pleasing. The general consensus is like it's mixed, or half the time it's good or bad. So that also draws me away from it. And apparently, everybody and their mother knows the Clone Wars, even though they had brand new seasons come out. People have already watched those and the old seasons. I'm like, where? What is this fabric of time that you do these things and still carry on? This is a lot of stuff. I try not to absorb everything because I know I can't. I physically can't. Otherwise, I'd have a lot of problems outside of those. It's like, well, I watched every Bad Batch episode and 4 different Marvel TV shows at the same time, but I'm also really sick because I didn't get any sleep ever. But then again, there's stuff that I know that many other people might not know or have heard of or care for and whatever. I hate to do this kind of tangent thing, so we should probably get on with the building. Seemed like Star Wars and then the hip theme, then level. Okay, you casually Star Wars, so I can't talk to like half the community anyway. So funny, you can find cool people. Yeah, I just always gotta remember looking out for the cool people. Okay, phone, if you can please stand up. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? There we go. Find the interior areas of the castle with the exterior and it gets weird. I'm sure it does. Alright. So let me break down what the concept is right out of the gate. Obviously, we want to make minifigure versions of the Mario cast. So might as well start with making some minifigures. I have actually done this before on another studio file. It's not on the same computer, unfortunately, so I can't export it over here and in this live stream and do that. But I can always just make it from scratch again. So, oh, that's even better than no, not that one. Get out of here, Zane. That's even better than I think I came up with before. That's definitely a toad head for me. Now, this is assuming that obviously since we're working in studio and we don't have an to 3D sculpting, Blender, making my own 3D models. We're just going to work off of parts that already exist and whatever's been added into this inventory. It probably doesn't exist everything in here. That's the one thing that's also important. Come on, let's get torso. There's only one listing? What? They did update this recently, and I'm not entirely exposed to the update compared to what I've used before. I've used 1.0 a lot, and when they got 2.0, one laptop I was traditionally using 1.0 on and made most of my projects could no longer access it. So I had to switch laptops to bring you where we are today. Let's see now. I'm trying to look for a particular torso. Kind of like a lot of people do with torsos for Mario figures. I do love that people have been making them forever. Like, I watched stop motions early days of YouTube where people were making Mario as a minifigure. So that's one I've considered. That's another consideration I've had. I mean, obviously we could also like I'm trying to remember which ones I used before. Hold on the same screen, but I can try to squeeze it over. Should be able to format this. There we go. Oh, new comment. Why it didn't show up earlier. Old school overalls might work. I've seen some modern ones work too. I'm just trying to see if they actually have it in here. Not much though. Not from what I'm looking at. Yeah, not really. Alright, so I will have to make do with the parts available. I'm gonna take out... Like, old school is fine, but I do like that there's a little more texture on the newer ones. I feel like this one's more like Super Mario Brothers movie. It looks more industrial, looks more rough. Not exactly what I had in mind. Okay, torso vest. So we want one that's like a vest with a bit of an open shirt kind of look to it, so we can have one for Toad. Or at least an approximation of one. I mean, hello? There we go. That is possible. That might be our best bet for now. Right. Oops. I think that the movie is... It cut off a little bit. Apologetically? Is that... Wait. Why are you doing this to me? Screen glitching out for a second. Unapologetically think that the movie is super charming. What are your thoughts about it? I've actually never seen the movie. I have tried looking for it, and I cannot find a source for it. I can't find a digital copy online to watch. I can't find a physical copy in stores. I don't know where legally or otherwise to see it. And I really want to, I am very curious about it. I know trace elements of it. I mean, I know about certain scenes or visuals. I've watched other people's documentaries and mini documentaries about it, but I've never seen it front to back. I know some of the music that's in it. There's a track by Joe Satriani, which I got into quite a bit last year, and just by chance, he had a song Time Machine that goes in one of the parts of the film where they have a slide. And it seems cool. And then what else is there? There's a certain bar, I think, that has a prop piece from the film I learned about. Um, but I honestly, I would love to see it. I actually wanted to watch it while building the Super Mario sets last year. But unfortunately, I couldn't find it. I couldn't watch it. So instead, I built my Super Mario sets while watching The Wizard. And that was still another one I was curious about as well, especially with its advent, reveal of Super Mario 3 to the West. That's what the big thing that they built up the movie, as well as the Power Glove and a couple of other arcade video game related scenes and California and all that. It's a fine movie. I honestly don't remember if I made a post about reviewing the movie. I feel like I did somewhere. But sitting in my head now, I'm like, it's fine. It's this movie. It's not. I can't remember every single part of it, but I did enjoy some parts while watching it. And just, at least now I can say that I've watched it. Oh, this headpiece. I need to come back to this outside of the stream because I had been wanting to make He-Man minifigures, and this is a perfect headpiece, which I know I have in my collection somewhere. It's a perfect headpiece for Ram Man. I've never watched He-Man, by the way. I just know other people who have watched it or enjoy it, and I've learned about it over time through other people, and I'm like, that would be cool to build in Lego. To at least attempt it. Okay, so we're definitely going to need that for mushrooms and Toad and other things. I've at least seen the TV show. Yes. So after I watched The Wizard, I remember years and years ago for my birthday, I got this big aluminum box of SpongeBob's face all over it for some reason. But inside of the box, it was stuffed with different goodies. One of them was an Angry Birds keychain. It was like a plush bird keychain. It didn't make any noise or anything, but it was still really cute. I remember that I got the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. There was one particular DVD that I got out of it. I don't remember if I still have it. I might. I'm not sure. But either way, I did start watching episodes from it years and years ago. And I had always been curious as to more of the show. Because the first episodes that I watched, I don't remember what one of them was, but I do remember that one of the other ones was the rapping episode. Literally everybody raps in it. And in the only way that Vanilla Ice could be proud. that lower, not the kind of rap you would think nowadays. Let's put it that way. So after watching The Wizard while building Lego Super Mario sets, I did watch several episodes of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I think there's a couple different sources that had them available. and still do. Possibly still on DVD in stores. I'm not even sure. But interesting nonetheless. Definitely an interesting show for its time. And it's the kind of thing that I could find sometimes fun, sometimes cringe, sometimes, just a kind of a mix of things, but I'm glad to have explored it. There aren't really a lot of video game TV shows that I have watched. I'm not even wearing the headphones if not even listening to anything through them. There's not a lot of video game related TV shows that I have watched, especially from the 80s and 90s. The nearest ones outside that I can think of would be Sonic X in the 2000s, which I watched a lot. Although it is kind of ironic that Sonic Adventure 2 really pushed me into the Sonic franchise, even though I still knew some of the games beforehand. I played some of them piecemeal. But as far as saying, hey, I'm a Sonic fan, that's where it started. That particular game. And Sonic X was in that brush of it around that time. It started out having mostly original episodes, but then it basically followed the plot of some of the video games. Extending it a bit, of course, for TV, but roughly based on Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. That point, I got out of the show. Maybe it's because I'd already seen enough, or I got sick of certain things for a while, or whatever the case was. But it would be weird to think that, if I really enjoyed the game, why wouldn't I enjoy the TV adaptation of the game? Probably because I'm not playing it. I'd be like, hey, I want to play this thing. I don't want to just sit here and watch it. I don't know. If you have a VPN, you can watch the Mario movie on Netflix. Hey, paisanos, it's the Maniac for Big Super Show. I don't know why I missed that earlier. That was great. I think I've heard about the pilot for the Donkey Kong TV show, but I don't remember if I watched it. It's not ringing a bell for me right now. Come on. This computer really having its way here. So that's good to know. If I have a VPN, watch a Mario movie on Netflix. Man, I wish I knew that a year ago. I would have definitely done that. Wait, did I pick the wrong links? We want. I'm thinking about Toad. It should just be a quote. Just leave it with a thought bubble. Okay, I found what I was looking for. I was thinking about like what he looks like and if I should get different printing or whatever for the legs. I guarantee this is not going to be finished tonight in this stream. It's going to take probably multiple streams, probably do some stuff off stream about it, and update here and there, like Instagram or something. Come on. Come on. Scroll there. There we go. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. See, there was a time when I had a VPN, and there was a time that I had Netflix, but they weren't at the same time, or I wasn't aware of it. It's kind of a shame, kind of a bummer, honestly. While I'm at it here, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to look for arm pieces. Minifig body. I want, because there's a bunch of these that they only had like the separate torsos. I thought they divided it like arm left and arm right or something. I wonder if anybody else is disturbed from the other room like I am. Let's go right through the door. There you go. There we go. Oh, hey. Come back here, you. There we go. I don't know if Digital Designer would run better, but it wouldn't have as much parts variety as this does. So that's why I'm breaking my way through this. Would we need that? It would be kind of funny having Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. Like, I wanted to make a minifigure Mario mock-up series. I've already done one or two on Instagram a year ago. I didn't think at the time of doing a Baby Mario or Baby Luigi, but I guess it could work. The hard part I have is that none of the baby minifigures that currently exist have a regular minifigure. So if Lego made them theoretically out of the baby elements like these, I would see them making it with a brand new headpiece. As far as minifigs themselves, I think Lego could really go either way as far as a new head mold for the Mario cast or one that already exists. I don't think it really. I think it would work okay either way, especially from the bootlegs. I've seen knockoffs that do a decent job with minifigure heads, like scaling Mario faces to minifig heads, and things like the Flintstones. I feel like it's like it can work, but sometimes better than others. Wait, don't tell me the chat stopped again. Okay, we're good. All right, so now we want minifigure headgear hat. I spelled it wrong. There we go. I kind of want to go the classic way that most people go with that kind of hat. I could think of one or two other ones that might work, but this is okay for now, especially if they don't have it available in the parts variety in here yet. All right, unless they call it something else, that's possible. They could easily have just called it a cap instead of a hat. I feel like I've seen the Donkey Kong TV show. I'm trying to remember. I definitely saw something animated related to Donkey Kong that looked like it was back in the day, kind of thing. Was it a cereal commercial, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. All right, caps, hats. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely in here as a cap. That's what I want. Back a little bit. I think they have added in here the short usable legs. I still don't know if there's an official name for it or a fan name for it. Maybe a chef's hat would look good on Toad's head, mushroom head. That's true too. I was considering the helmet piece for both him and others, but the chef's hat could work too. You get more of the height for it, more of the rounded area of it. I'll put that on just a sec. So I gotta find the MIDI legs. The ones, there we go. That's what I want. If it'll give it to me. They have added parts from Super Mario sets in here, I've noticed. So theoretically, I could still use those for stuff. All right, let's go back to Chef Hat. Is there a particular name for it? There we go. Just highlighting it to see what the name is. Cooks. Toke. Or Took? I'm not even sure how that's pronounced. Okay. Yeah. We could go with that. Alright, so I'm going to move this in place and copy over some of these parts. We need Minifigure heads with mustache. Doesn't look it up, I have mustache. Thought it would. Didn't realize you were already looking for that head. Yeah, it's all good. But I'm like, yeah, let's try it out. Shoot, there was somebody else I was going to make. Oh, okay, now I remember. It's a note for a separate time. Not Mario related at all. So, alright. Well, I could go one of two ways with it. I could find a minifigure that has a mustache printed on him already. Or I can add the mustache piece. I do like this one having two faces, even though as a minifigure, unless it had something covering the back of it, that wouldn't actually fit. It'll have two different Toad heads. Two different Toad figures, honestly. It's a better way to go with that. Let's just look for mustache. Really? What is it called? Handlebar? Right. Oh, you can find it on the minifig head just fine. Okay. Weird. if I find the category for beard, like separate beard pieces, minifigure hair, minifigure headgear, body wear. Okay, I see. Beard moustache. Yes, the English spelling of mustache. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the background. Oh, head's wrong. Can we zoom in on that? Can we zoom and enhance? Okay, I was worried about the background. Alright, so my question is, how do I fit the mustache on here over the head? That? Oh, okay. Alright. I think Luigi's head is okay for now. A little bit going through things. Alright. So now let's try to add some color to these characters. I feel like this isn't exactly what I did on the figures last time I made them. That's looking better. Yes, a minifigure Mario would definitely need printing on the legs for the boots. Same as Luigi has. And reddish brown? This is going to be a really hard debate. Yeah, it's going to be a rough debate now. Like, okay, does he have a brown hair, black mustache, brown mustache? The black mustache seems to work okay for now. I'm okay with that. Let's get some coloring in Toad. So we need brown, maybe? Reddish brown. It's tough because I want to make the feet different from the hips. And normally that wouldn't happen in a Lego part. Especially for the short legs. But I would imagine, again, maybe Lego would do that at some point. I'm also on the assumption that these are all yellow figures. So I guess as a license theme, technically they would be a different color. I'm just going to stick with it for now because some of the pieces already have yellow in their skin print. So, I don't know. We'll deal. And then for the mushrooms as an item, it would be a different piece. So that way it doesn't feel exactly the same. Minifigs in another castle. Yeah, of course. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to copy and paste Toad over. Just going to bop that face for another similar one. I'm going to change him to red. And feet will be okay. So there you go. A little bit of different expression between them. I'm going to take this out now. Alright. So if there was a D2C, if there was a Minifigure series, my interpretation of it is very similar to what Minecraft minifigures are like, in which every set is its own level or piece of a bigger level. So based on a different world, I would say that for Peach's Castle as a D2C set, assuming it's going to be roughly my part budget for it is between the Super Mario cube block that we saw today and the Disney Castle, because I had always thought in my mind it could be on par with Disney Castle, but a different design. It doesn't have to be as tall, it could be more wide. So we're thinking between 2064 parts and 4080 parts. If I want to add a number Easter egg to it, like the 2064 did, I could, but that'll have to come as we, fasten things up. One of the ideas that I had with that in mind is that Princess Peach's Castle would be based on Super Mario 64, and it would have a couple of different levels and areas of the castle that would expand a certain aspect of it. So it's not just a flat structure like the Disney Castle, it would actually have rooms you could go. One of my favorite versions of that would be in the top spire about the hidden slide. And that would literally be, I think you push the minifigure through, slide comes through, but from the outside of the castle, you don't really notice it. I should probably make a Princess Peach. Kind of forgot that part. Oopsie. And that by itself would also be a good thing. Again, mostly thinking about like how the game works and how that would be a good inclusion in the game. The portrait on the front of the castle would have some way of opening up so that you could get Princess Peach out from there, as they do in the end of the game. Dress torso piece. I'm gonna. How's this? No, I don't want the Marge one. How is this one up close? A little fancy. It's like a little fancy or not fancy. I'm gonna go with the fancier side for now. And for some reason, we don't have the newer dress piece in here. So I'm gonna hit up an old slope dress piece. Well, that looks pretty good together, actually. I'll just borrow some arms. Gonna make them pink. Click, it's lavender. Nothing new with that one. Yeah, we'll keep those on. The white gloves are fine. We're gonna need a face again. Just a little easier to write down. This is a good one. Here we go. Get off. There we go. These classic ones. That would be really funny if they were used. Yeah, I guess that might be the best one I could use for now. Alright, we're looking for friends here, because that, I think, would match better than standard minifig hair. I'm just going to have to try a couple options back and forth. And of course we'll need a tiara on top. Yeah, I hear more disturbed. It's not bad for the first one. Oh, there we go. Tiaras. Do we have the other tiara? What do you think, chat? Do you think any of them look better than the others? I mean, this one's got like an odd cut in the front. So I'm thinking of this one instead. If it can attach. Is there actually a physical reason it can't attach? Or is the program just glitching out on me? Yeah, that might not actually want to go on. can we get the other one to fit on here? It fit for like half a second. Like this one's about the border of the window. It's like the cursor just keeps moving between one thing or the other. Dang it! If I move it around a little bit, let's get it. Get it. You know what I want. This is the. Again, it was there for like a split second. What if I put the head on it first and then attach to the body? Oh, I see. It's interfering. Well, I'm not even sure about it. It's the ironic part. I'm not even sure if this... It kind of works. I feel like it works a little better than this one. I'll just keep it off to the side. Alright, tiara. Okay, so we do have the old version in here too. But if I had to choose between them, I kind of like the old one. Oh! What? There. I'm not even sure. The other one might actually be less, yeah, so far not as problematic. Good question. I don't know what color her tiara is. I think the closest in Lego we could do is Pearl Gold. That seems like a safe bet for now. I'm gonna say that's good for now as far as the Minifig Selection goes. Because I definitely like the idea of more than just one toad. Thinking like Lego. I would say, you know, if Lego was going in the minifig direction with Super Mario, they could start off with to see Princess Peach Castle, and then Luigi as in like $20, $30 sets. But at least, you know, first glance, oh my god, we're getting Lego minifigure Mario. That would be, you know, so hype. The kind of thing people would love, and then because Lego's done this before, they'll have a highly specific, they'll have like a highly collectible version of a minifigure or character or whatever in a, you know, flagship set, and then they can break down that minifigure later to a smaller set. Recent example, The Mandalorian, where the first set that featured him was a $40 set. And then it had the Razor Crest, which had him again, but also had Baby Yoda, which was our Grogu. I'm never not gonna think Baby Yoda. Which was much more appealing to people because, oh, we got that as a minifigure. But going further, we had the $30 set that featured both of them. And yes, the Mandalorian at least is different between them, but the point still stands that we had we had the Yoda figure, we had Grogu in a boiled down set. And honestly, it's fine with the version of Mandalorian though, because he has all the armor on him compared to like early season 1 Mandalorian that was featured in the first set, and a little bit of the Razor Crest. So yeah, I don't mind that. I don't know if LEGO would actually make separate elements for some of these parts. I feel like it depends on the license. If they have the budget that they could. That being said, they've put a lot of budget into Minecraft, which is really the closest comparison I'm drawing here between them. You know, they've put a lot of budget into Minecraft when it comes to new elements for the standard player figures like Steve, Alex, and things like that. Certain other like weapons and tools that Minecraft, players would have. So those things would exist, but we don't have anything to work with them right now. And yes, they would probably, in a set like this, they would probably advertise Bowser as a minifigure, or at least show him with the other minifigures interacting, like maybe on the side of the box or chasing away or something, or even just having a lineup of them where it's like, I mean, it could be a big box, so even if he did the actual size kind of thing, he would fit. And now, it's a good question as to. No problem, Sans. Thank you for joining. Way, I do appreciate it. All right, minifig lineup is pretty good. I have actually thought about putting a display stand with them too, as a D2C. Yeah, let's. So we'll move on from there. So I want to borrow elements from other large sets that basically expand the play set, like breadth of it. And that would include ones like there's one from the Ninjago movie that did that, in which the floor expanded outward into a bridge area, so you could play more with it. I would do something like that, or the Death Star Final Duel sets. They traditionally expand out the walkway. All right, no problem, Seth. Have a good night. I'll post updates about this sometime later. The stream could probably go to YouTube. If it now, yeah, it's all good. I feel like I should put Lakitu in here, which I guess he could use a minifig body. Yeah, let's throw him in there. So I guess technically we have a 6 minifigure. I'm just trying to think what minifig torso I want to look for to represent him. Is it almost stripes? He's a stripe. Again, I don't know why it does that. Torso stripe? It's kind of a stripy body. You're standing. It doesn't have a belt, so I wouldn't go to that. We got the soccer ones, yeah. But they use numbers on the back. That might work. Oh wait, is that one with arms? Alright. Oh, it's got like the cat on the side of it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okie doke. Soccer torso? It's not a lot of stripes. I'm trying to think of Lakitu if he needs a lot of stripes. This one's a little confusing because it has multiple. Like, there's stripes on stripes. Fire ones are okay. Do the rest of these do that? Yeah, it's like thin and thick stripes. I'm not really looking for that kind of thing. I guess I'm gonna have to chalk up the kitty cat. Oh wait, tan. Yeah, that looks better. I wanna say he's pretty yellowish. So that's okay to keep there. It's really not gonna matter too much because he's sitting. So like I've never seen Lakitu without the cloud. Headgear, glasses. Okay. Hair glasses? I'm trying to look for the Robin one. Glass. Goggles. What are those kinds of goggles? I could keep that in for now. Or it'd be kind of awkward using that head. What time is it? 11:20. Okay, that's not too late though. I'm really sorry, guys. I know that I usually work late, and that's not really a choice that I have as far as picking the shifts. I was hired for an evening shift position, so I work. I know that means that I miss other people's streams around that time, during that time. Try to make it happen as much as possible. Oh, it might be useful. Oh. Yeah, okay. So let's see if we can find like a smiling face, a grin face. Something a little bit on the standard side. I almost thought about using that again, actually. Like, not too featureful. That might work. Oh, I'm gonna need a shell for him. Like, if he has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shell, that would work well. And I would also need that for... Actually, this might need more minifigures than just those. If I build the Koopa Troopas as minifigures, then I would need more to fit that. I have another option just in case that doesn't work in here. But best case scenario would be that. Would be using the shell piece. Oh, why? Excuse me. I'd love to keep the old reel with him, even though it's a retired piece. Because something similar to that would be what he would have. Basically, I'm trying to build him in a wood. Wait, fishing pole? Oh, yeah, you're right. It is on the fishing pole. So yeah, we could do that. We could probably use a whole new piece. Or like newer pieces. At least I would also like make the staircase, the endless spiral staircase, whatever it's called. I think it'd be really funny if I could add a backward long jump feature in there, though. That would be cherry on top. But I can't promise that. I do like the idea of having a micro world in there because there is a big version and a small version in the game. So maybe we could actually use this mini trophy piece as part of it. It's like a stand-in for the Koopas or something. The trouble with it is trying to make enough to understand that it's the castle, but also making the levels inside of the castle. So I can see, as far as budget goes, why LEGO would have went with this angle that they made the Polly Pocket-esque version that we saw earlier today. Because then it's like, okay, we can still represent these things in a smaller scale. But to that end, I'm like, well, it does encourage. They do encourage that you can actually build them and play with them, but you're not really using them. They're too small even for the microfigures to go on them. Like the spiral mountain thing the penguin is on really only fits top and bottom. You can't put a figure all the way through it. That would actually be a fun one to make. But my thinking is I would have a few levels represented in here. Like Bob on Battlefield is a definite. One of the Bowser stages in some way. I can't see putting all of them in there without cutting a lot of corners. And I'm already thinking like wedge plates anyways. But, you know, parts wise, even if I was working on a 4,000 part budget, I feel like I would go too overhead with it and I'd have to shrink it down. So representing even the ones that were in the question mark block, it could be kind of tricky. You can borrow a gun. Just a straight up pistol. Just give him a knife. Yeah, I am not finding what I'm looking for in here so far. Piece? Well, this piece I might keep around because that could be used for the castle. I don't think this one would fit because that seems too fancy for the castle. Yeah, aesthetically, I don't think it would work with it. We could probably keep this. I think it would be really fun if I try to incorporate like hidden transport areas. I don't know what the names of them are, but basically it's like those platforms. It's like if you walk up to it, or in a little cubby or something, and then it appears as another part of the level. Usually going like from top to bottom or something, or vice versa. Honestly, part of my hype for this set was the fact that LEGO was constantly tweeting yesterday about castles. But that was only because they had a castle-themed episode of LEGO Masters. It had nothing to do with the Peach's Castle rumored set. I thought it might have worked for that. I thought it worked for both. I don't think every single one of them was tagged LEGO Masters Fox, which is why I was like, oh, maybe it's relating to the Peach's Castle, because it's like, oh, look at what we've done before and what we're about to present. Even though I had already seen the teaser during that time, I was like, that's a question mark block. Can it fit inside of one? Or, I mean, it can, technically. Yeah, now we know we can. That's not the right kind of star. I want to look for another Starman kind of piece. Kind of like what, yeah, that's the one. So that's just like what the original, so what the real set does. What do you want to call it? I do want to come back to this piece, but not for this build. Because I do like the idea of making 75 meters or 25 meters or any of those levels of Donkey Kong in Lego Mario scale with Minifigs. I think it'd be really funny doing something like that. Having the bonus features, having Pauline as a minifig, having Donkey Kong himself, of course. I don't even know if I searched a certain thing here. Kind of scrolling through parts. Alright. Alright, so I got a backup plan as far as our friend here, who I will still need to complete. So his plan, what's the difference? Thick back wall, thin back wall. Okay, alright, was not aware of that. I think I'm gonna go with these two. I want to go with. Just thinking about the rest of the figure's shell around it. I don't want to make it too big where it would be hard to sit him in place. Then again, he probably won't be used that often, so it'll be okay. Yeah, let's do that. So he's going to get this kind. He's got this head. Nope. Give me back that torso. Stay there. Grab that. And that. I'm actually trying to remember what he looks like all the way around. I believe his head is yellow. His goggles are black. Like that. Would his pants be yellow? I guess it would make sense. Compared to other Koopas, maybe? Let me think. 2x3 plate. That's the one. Yeah. Yep. I had no idea Game Boy games are coming to the Switch. So I would like to say yes, but it also depends on which ones. I could try to make a tail out of it. Nah, not gonna work. That's a little too much to ask for. And honestly, I probably could just even added the Mickey in here. Tile around. Yeah, maybe I could just stick that out and just keep this one on. At least for now. Again, since we don't have... Now, do we have a string piece? Because I would like him to hold it. He's not going to hold that one, though. Okay, that makes sense. That looks maybe too long. Or long enough. It's long enough. Alright, kind of these other pieces out of the way. Pretty well encompassing experience. So, if this is referencing Super Mario 64, I just realized this. We wouldn't have Luigi in there. I think it'd be really funny with Luigi. I mean, if it was included in a licensed Mario Peach's Castle set, then it would almost confirm it if it was there. Of the Elizreal statue in the courtyard. But that would be really funny if it did happen. It would be really funny having that as a figure in there. And let's just say on the box it doesn't tell you that, so it's a surprise to find it. So out of fan surface, let's say Elizreal, and that we... Let me look up the physical piece. because I believe the last time it was used recently was Seinfeld, and when Seinfeld used it, they had the long one, but they didn't have a string to go with it, right? So I should use this instead. And now we gotta do some magic. Hoping that it doesn't crash on me, or the stream doesn't crash, or both. Or the laptop. So we could do that too. Ooh, hey. I would make the entire outside of the castle, because that wouldn't be important to me. Oh my gosh, they really walk through the walls in here. My idea for the D2C is that it would offer a couple of levels, but they would have extensions to make more. So it's like the Jolie's job with Palace. They would have a way of connecting other sets to it. All right. Screen look fine? It looks like it's not from where I am. Wait, there's a private chat. What, me? What? I'm BFAB, but I didn't know you were here. That was like 20 minutes ago? Wow. Shoot, man. I'm sorry. I kept looking back in here. I didn't see anybody else in the green room. Man, I don't know if he's still here. Yeah, that would be funny. Like, actually have a gear mechanism set up. So it's like, okay, 64th run around it. He pops out. Shoot. Hold on. I'm not going to let this one go. Bad now. All right, no problem, Jason. Let me show you what we got so far. So we started working on the minifigs. Oh, please don't. Oh, no. Studio not responding. I do not like the look of that. I'm glad we saved it. But, man, okay, come on. Work with me, computer. There we go. Alright, so far we've made the minifigures that are going to this, and most of Lakitu. So I'm still working on him as far as the camera and the cloud. I figured that would be pretty good. Luigi I accidentally put in here, but I also kind of want to leave him here because of the L is real kind of thing, and possibly leaning into that for the the D2C set. I think it'd be a funny idea of having I think it'd be a really funny idea if, say, this was a real set. Obviously, there's spoilers for the MOC, but it'd be really funny for the real set if it had the fountain included with it, and there was some trigger or something in the fountain to to release Luigi. You know, it wouldn't be advertised in the box. It wouldn't be on any of the playthroughs or anything listed. It's just kind of like a surprise to it. I think that's how they did it for the Nintendo Entertainment System when it came to the level 1 surprise in the set, where it's like only by building it do you find out about that. It also makes me curious as to the question mark block if they added anything to it too. Some people have theorized, from what I've heard, that the bottom of it is not completely shown, and therefore maybe there's an additional section of it. I mean, it's whatever. It's all good. I invited him. Who asked? I invited a lot of people, and I understand this was kind of last minute, but still wanted to stay relevant for the thing. But yeah, Jason, definitely have a good night and stay well. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a good stream. I'm sorry I didn't realize it was happening tonight too. I didn't mean to step over you. There should be a flex tool or a hinge tool. That's it. Oh wait, is that the same thing, or is there actually a flex tool? Hmm. No, we don't want to select. No, I don't want a second one. Thank you. I appreciate it. I talked about ideas of what I want to incorporate into the castle later on. So my idea of this is that it would offer a couple of different worlds, but not all of them. And the other ones would be connected a la Jabba's Palace style as separate sets. That like you could buy Lethal Lava Land or something else on its own and connect it in with the castle. But the castle will also offer things like Bob on Battlefield and one of the stages and a couple of other things. I mentioned that it would have like the big and small kind of world. So you'd actually have microfigures with a hill that Mario could just try out. I wanted to include the hidden slide in the peak of the castle, and I want to have the stained glass Princess Peach that like she fits in there, and you have that break away or something in order to release her just like at the end of the game. I think that'd be really fun. And with the parts budget between 2,000 and 4,000 pieces, those things can happen. I do like I mentioned the idea before about having a slide out function that would expand the set. All right, have yourselves a good night. Maybe it's a flexible piece. We're inflexible. Whoops. All right, so I guess I can't change that right now. Camera like. Oh, good. I'm glad you had fun. What is this piece called? I know what it looks like. It's been used as cameras. It's been used as the tow cable for snow skiing. I don't even know if I'm trying to think of the last set it was in. But it has studs all over the sides of it. with one stud going the other way. Wish like to consider a round brick. Is it considered something else? Object? Maybe an object. I feel like we should throw in, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be minifigures, but throw in like a couple of like one or two, I should say. Oh wait, if we're gonna put Bob on Battlefield in here, I would be obligated to put in, I forget the king's name, but that character too. That'd be a buildable character too. I can't. Just not sure how we would line up. While I'm at it, let me look for the penguin. Because we're gonna need that. Anybody else here? Anybody else hear him talking right now? I did see a picture on no, not on Instagram, on Twitter, where they took the miniature penguin from the question mark block set and put it in Mario's hand, like holding it over the cliff. It was like, oh, that wasn't me, but that was so fun. It's a fun idea. All right. I want to get a plain minifigure head. Can we do that? Let's do it. Okay. Now I want to get, let's see, the plate piece I'm looking for. Or is it kind of a 1x1? Yeah, it's a 1x1. Okay. So 1x2 jumper. I know there's a couple different versions, and for right now, I don't mind what's here. Now, lever piece. I think he's supposed to be pink, but in the game he looks kind of red. And that may be a little too red. So we're going to go back to the pink. Maybe. I also want to make a second one, make him in black, just have him around. I could probably think of another way of making the feet a little later. I'm just going to stick with this for now. 1, 2, 3, 7 studs. I'm trying to think of how they would classify it on here. What is the Travis brick classified as? Well, not the Travis brick up there. Left. 1, 3 sides. 4. And for right now, we're going to keep it this way, even though it doesn't line up with that. Do we have a tape title piece? We do. I don't even know if Lego makes them. Last time I can think of it was the Batcave, the classic TV Batcave. So like bluish gray, fit all the way on there. Again, I could always jazz it up later. I'm thinking this as the base for the King Bob-omb body. And so I want to find the 2x2 inverted slope. Unless there's a round bottom piece that could work better. There might be. But this is the first one that comes to my mind. Sure, I could use a couple of these too. I got the actual Mario pieces in there yet. Oh my gosh, I don't even think they make this piece anymore. But that would work. That would actually help with the design. And the crown could be that. My hope is that this uses mostly realistic pieces, but still staying accurate. So I could actually build this. Could have a grand star in there. I'm gonna say we'll put one of these on there. We'll have one of the mini ball joints. We don't have mini ball joints, do we? Oh, they might call pole ball or something. Toe. There we go. I don't even know if they make the 1x1 anymore. I don't remember if they do. I'm trying to think of how they make pieces, because the joints for whatever reason, only exist in certain gray colors. They've never put these in other ones. I don't know why. My prediction as far as these pieces go, yes, there is a mustache on the figure. Yes, we did throw an actual physical mustache on Mario. Yes, this is a larger figure that could use a mustache as a brick built thing. I don't know if I want to put a mustache. I could, but I just don't know if I want to on this one. Maybe. I mean, I'd love to have more posability in the arms, just to have him able to grab Mario. But I'm going to leave with this for now. I do want to come back to the arms in order to put gloves on him. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to assume we're going under the same thing with this. So these will be light gray. And the other ones would be dark gray. And I'd be okay with that because if it was the other way, they would stand out too much from the body. Whereas here, you can still cover this up in black. And the rest of it around it kind of covers up in black too. Four by four round. Wait. Dash. I'm trying to find one that's top. Windscreen. I think I went through this before. I think I just did that actually. I could probably use that instead. Is it a dome? Maybe I'm looking by the wrong word. What is this called? Windscreen 4x4x1. 4x4x1? Let's try that. Container, no. Windscreen, no. Oh, we've already got that out here. What if I just do 4x4? Kurt? Not a lot of options. Some of the search results bring it. I think the first one might be the best we could go with. Probably should actually hold up the. I'm gonna pull that up on the side here. I'm gonna look up the King Bomb figure in game because I think he has a thing off of him. I mean, other than a crown, obviously. No. I thought he had a stem piece for the bomb part of it. So that's actually surprising that he doesn't. And at least in the original Super Mario 64, he has more posability in the legs, or more features in the legs, I should say, than in the arms. I'm looking at here. Another idea as far as this goes that might work. I just need to find the Technic peg that offers it. Or pin? Toe ball. It has a toe ball attachment. So that might actually work over what we have already before we even made the legs. Yeah, one of these. Pin. It does say toe ball. Squared pin hole. The same here. Round pin hole. Okay, I don't know which one's more recent. So I'm going to take that out of the way. I'm going to put this underneath. I'm assuming this is a legal connection. My phone just spazzed out on me. Okay. I think it can fit, it just doesn't want to fit. Alright, so I'm gonna have to work around that. Okay then. I think they still make this piece, so I'm gonna substitute that. Because that is basically how it's either that piece or the one I already had that would lead to how I make the rest of him on top. My thinking is it's either this round brick here or this round piece when it goes on here that would be holding his the print for his eyes. I'm trying to set this up in a way where it just lands on top of it, but it does not want to do that. Strange. Right, because I think legally it again connect, but I have to kind of egg it on through the use of the clip. Really? They don't have dome plate clips in here? Are they not called that? One by one. Round. Modified? Round? Yeah. They are in here. They just don't want to show themselves. I would go with those for the feet, possibly. I could also use another piece. I could also use another other piece. Alright, 2x3 round plate. Or just 2x3 plate. Modified. Two by two plate. Round. Maybe. So it's not too large. This will be the newer one. Jumper plate. There we go. So now we're going to turn some of these parts bright light orange. That's it. Not yellow. Because we have bright light orange, we might as well use that to differentiate it from yellow. Alright, let me get rid of these 3 pieces. Move the foot over a bit. I could still make him move like that. And then the piece next to that would be black. But now it kind of throws off his body because it doesn't. It looks almost too tall with it. I mean, me personally, I would like to have him in which the feet are posed separate from each other, but you could still move it around enough to make him sit, or one foot up in the air or something like that. But if I take the whole model as it is, and put it on top of him, or vice versa. I'm going to put this leg underneath him like that. He's going to look too tall. So somewhere in here I have to cut down, and that's basically the two pieces in between. And that's unfortunate, at least for right now, because that means I can't pose him that way, unless I use another piece, which I might be able to. I think I'll do that. I have an idea for this one that might actually work with the mustache. I'll come back to that. Or, ooh, that by itself could work. Maybe a little bit more on the bottom of it. Okay, so far I haven't found the piece I'm looking for. Is it 1x4 then? Yeah, there it is. This is how I want to display the legs without adding a lot of height to him. Yeah, still a bit on the janky side. Can I move him in? That might work. Although I should probably put him on the other side of the plate, so that way he can balance properly. Oh. Okay, new theory. We can put this on the other side of the plate. Okay, no problem. Then we can put these. Ooh. I just realized these are orange wedges. I did not mean that. Not mean to add that on there. Dang it. What if, one more time, we're gonna celebrate. 1x1 round plate. Does that work? Kind of. Apparently in this program it says that it does work. He just doesn't want to admit it. Weird. I mean, it could just as easily do something else with it, but or just find another piece entirely for that. But I'm like, I feel like it's so close that maybe it could work. I'm gonna change up the lemon or the orange wedges in a sec. Nope. Okay, you fit on there. Nope. Is gonna have him very front facing. So maybe I could build up a little bit on the back of him. Or maybe he would stand up just fine. Heck, I don't even know if this piece exists in black. Probably should have looked that up. Because eventually I would like to actually build this thing and, you know, display it or show people how to build it or something like that. But for right now, I'm like, I'm willing to pull a little bit of strings. I just don't want to go completely off with it. So that piece, I remember it existing in the late 90s, which they probably don't make anymore. I could think of maybe one or two other solutions to work around that and still make the feet move. But I'm going to stick with this for now until proven otherwise. So oh, my cousin, that's sad. There we go. Composed of 4 sets. Oh wait, is that? It's not the one I was looking for. Town, spaceport. I think. Yeah, that's it. The one I was looking for. Go to the parts inventory. Dark gray bracket 4x4 round dish. Do you exist in black? No. Well, that stinks. Also, it doesn't exist anymore. But it had a longer life cycle than I thought it did. It says 1998 to 2009. Who had... Ooh. Okay. So this was around in dark bluish gray. I had no idea. In like 1 or 2 actual sets, and then there was like the serious play Dacta kind of stuff. Huh. Alright, color me impressed. Try to remember what's the newest use of it? 2009. Year released. It didn't change. Okay. Weird. I don't know why it didn't change. Oh, there we go. Okay. 2009. Used in dark bluish gray in a build to express education set. Alright. That's not as exciting as I thought it would be. So unfortunately, that piece does not exist in black. That piece no longer exists. It's not that Lego wouldn't go back for it, but it's been over 12 years and they haven't. So any of the times that they've done like Mixel figures, which this essentially is a Mixel figure right now, they wouldn't need it, or they wouldn't consider it. So I'm going to say we ditch this so that we can make it more practical to build. And because we're ditching it, I might have to change a bunch of other parts. I have one idea, even though it's probably not gonna look pretty. It's kind of like how the Mixel's legs are built, but the problem with that is you can't put any of these feet forward, or if you can, it's not by much. Don't want to do that. Or is there another way I could work around it? Maybe I could. So let's see. All right, first things first, I gotta move these feet out of the way. Oh yeah, let's take care of that while I'm at it. Round plate, curved. No, it's tile. Round tile. Curve. Nope. See, since all the parts show up here in white, I wouldn't be able to tell until I color them if they have something distinct. Completely rounded, but it gets as much a point across as I can. Now for the next part, I could make these turn sideways and fit on there. But he wouldn't be able to... Actually, he could! Ooh, that might actually work. Huh. Alrighty. Because I was thinking of like, okay, how is he going to bring his feet forward? And because of the round plate, he technically can. Now, give me the one leg. Just the one leg, please. That's not bad. I think that's good enough to work. Oh, don't give me that. I want that. Get out of here. I kind of like that. I am still curious about that mudguard piece thing. If that's actually plate modified 1x2. Just waiting for the whole text to come up. With Racer's car grill. Bricklink plate modified 1x2 with Racer's car grill. E. Again, English. Not the same everywhere, but alright. Oh, nope. Out of the way, there we go. This might actually work. I don't even know what our piece count is right now. But look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's significantly bigger than most of the Mario minifigures, which is fine. That's what I'm hoping for. Now I just need to get his hands and his top done, and we'll be on our way. And I already know how to make the crown on top of here. That's no problem. It's just fitting that the rest of it. I'm a little unsure about it at the moment, but I could try a few things. So first thing I'm thinking of we'll fit that on here. And then this piece, and theoretically, only in theory, huh? What is it interfering with? Oh, with that plate, I guess. Well, that's a bummer, but not impossible to work around. I got another option, especially since we already have space in the back of them open. I'm going to try 1x2 bracket. Either one or two of them. And then a 1x1 clip horizontal. I don't know which one's the modern version, but I think both of them should work. Just short of it. Yeah, it's not the right length. I don't think a plate. I mean, a plate here could work, but I don't think it would work as a print. Printing on a 4x4 plate. I mean, yeah, they could put it on a 1x1, no problem, but that seems even, for some reason, it seems more difficult. Let me see if it already exists. Bricklink 4x4 round plate pattern. At least I know some Bricklink talk. I'm trying to remember if they've ever done that. Plate round 4x4 with hole. That's the piece. Now, does it exist? Let's see. Plate round 4x4 with hole. Okay, so out of the 3 listings, none of them have prints. None of them offer it with a pattern or anything on the plate. It would make sense on the brick because at least that's enough area you could get that across, and the eyes are a bit wider or like taller, so I feel like the brick would have worked fine anyways. So with that being said, I'm going to try one of 2 options. I think this one should be enough to do it. Yeah, that looks good. And dang it, so close. What if that's a little thin enough? Yeah, that's not enough space to put a tile underneath it, is it? Oh my god, it is. I have another idea. Good thing I have these backup ideas. 2x2 macaroni. Yeah, that's it. Now, which one is with stud without stud notch and reinforced underside? That sounds like the most recent. I'm going to keep this around just in case. I could just as easily make these blue too, though. It works okay. Alright, so now if I do this correctly, okay. So it's going to be a little awkward on the back of him, though, stretching out a bit, but it will be necessary. 2x2 inverted. Unless I can think of another way in between, I'm going to stick with this. Oh, that's why. It's a plate layer too short. One by one. This guy's a more complex build than I thought. Alright, so there we go. I could always come back and change the design later if I wanted to. So those are in. I'm going to erase this by a plate. Just a 1x2 plate. Then he'll have that. What? What are you having problems with? Okay, there we go. Now he's looking good. So at this scale, at this size of him, this at least gives the option that it could either be having the eyes on those macaroni pieces or on the dome itself, which I could honestly see go either way. I thought about shaping out the mustache a little bit more, but I think that still looks good just as the one piece. So now what I want to do, I want to go on top of here. I'm going to take this crown piece. I'm going to make it yellow. Or I'll probably use the French fries one. I think either of those are fine. Oh, right. I was going to look up about the guardrail piece. Does it appear? Yes, it does appear in white. Okay, so this is a practical build, I think. Okay, for of using from the canopy half sphere. Yep. So, is there a 4x4 round piece that is in black? Dome? Well, when I find dome pieces, it mostly comes up as Duplo parts. And a dome corner top. That's too big. Round? Because the idea with this one is that even though he has that hunched look on the back of him, there would be a minifig arm or a robot arm or something that would carry over to this and hold the crown on top, which would work wonderfully if it existed. Let's see, robot body. I always forget how to look this one up. I've looked it up a couple of times too. Is it an arm? Just arm piece? Minifig accessories? Minifigure clip? Nope. Minifigure hand? Yeah, these are the pieces I was thinking of for the for this guy, which would be really easy to add on to, and decently proportioned. It's not perfect, but it's gets the idea across. Alright, so let's just try a clip piece. So yeah, I searched up 4x4 round pieces according to Bricklink. Not many. I mean, not much different from what we already saw in here, but it's not an easy one unless they made a brand new piece or they've made it in a brand new color. Wouldn't really happen that way. The other one I can think of, although it would be really flat on top, would be the round tile 4x4 with 2 hollow studs. I brought that out here before, but it's so flat compared to the rest of the model that it just seems weird to put it there. So I would have to make a couple of adjustments when making a real thing. I would like to propose the model as like, well, if this existed, here's how it would look, kind of thing. Another way I could go with it is kind of like what I did on the bottom, in which I use a bunch of slope pieces that shape up the top without actually connecting it. And I guess it would also lower the parts needed for it. What I'm going to do, first thing, let me look through the clips again. See if I find what I'm looking for. Aha! There it is. It was a skeleton arm. I didn't know if they called it a robot arm. Oh, okay. Those things exist. For something else I'm looking for. There's a bunch of pieces in here. I'm sure I'd have to look over to find out if they exist. Or I just finish the model as I want to build it, and then I export it to Bricklink, and it'll tell me if they exist. I'm actually looking at them now. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's still a thing. Yep, that's what I thought would happen. So, you go there. You're gonna go like that. I'm gonna tilt you back a little bit if you are willing to tilt. Uh-huh. So this locks itself back too. Ever so slightly. And I can see that the crown actually fits on his head. That was my original way of doing it, and I thought, hey, that works fine. But if the piece doesn't exist and we still want to use it, I have another idea. But first, I'm going to finish up the other part of this. Oh, wrong number. There we go. So both of these, I'm going to flip over. I had an idea to use another kind of piece with it, but it turns out this same piece and its inverse are in the same color, or at least have the same color available. So I thought, well, in order to get rid of the amount of studs showing on top, might as well just do this. And boom. I like him. I like this figure. He's posable enough. He looks accurate. He's not too fetchy on pieces. Yes, the back of him is a little odd, but he still gets the job done. I love the mustache as a car piece. That's funny. That's great. Simple, but really does it. Really puts it all together. But yeah, either one of those pieces could honestly work in here. Whether it's this one or the inverse of it. I just thought this would look a little nicer. And now I want to try moving his hands down a bit. So easy to do that. And there. Yeah, these are using big thick hands, which I guess you could probably use other hands different from that. Or if these have a problem fitting, I might have to. Oh, okay, that works. I mean, there's always a possibility that, oh, what did it do? All right, there we go. There is always a possibility that, oh, these are interfering. Well, sir. I guess I'll go the other way. Plate modified pin top. There we go. So I want to see what the the scale of it is. Oh, I gotta get rid of some of these pieces, at least for now. This I might come back to. So yeah, that's respectable. Let's change the other hand too while I'm at it. Not just because of that posing issue, but mainly because of it. Oh, just one, please. Thank you. Yeah, I think that works. It's not bad. I'm gonna throw a little thing of Instagram to say, hey, how's this thing? Oh boy, I gotta change the brightness. All right, question right now: how many parts is he on his own? Can you grab anything else? 42 parts. Let's see. Bob on Battlefield music. All right, there we go. I also probably should have looked this up before, but I could change it if that doesn't show up. I should look up, I guess, the Hulk, and then just part him out, and then we'll find the hands. So that should be its own piece. If it exists in left, it should also exist in right. And no, this piece does not exist in white, which is what we need. Hand, large minifigure left and right. Hand left. I know there are smaller ones, so I want to see what other options we have. Hand troll left with Technic pin. Only used twice. And no longer used, of course. Minifigure, body part. There's a few other ones in here I'd like to use, but not for this figure. I'm trying to find out what we can use in real world replacing it for this figure. Again, assuming LEGO didn't make a new color for it, but saying, oh, what if I just myself kind of thing, you know? What is this one? And Cave Troll. That's like Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, 2012 Lord of the Rings. Okay, that's not an option. I could always make a hand out of it. That's not hard. It's just more pieces. I think I've made them before too. With Crocodile from Unikitty. Before the sets came out, I tried building my own figures from what I thought they would look like. Wait, hold on. If that one exists, I could work off of that, right? Let's see. I forgot it was only in one set. But I have it. Alright, so that hand piece. Well, scissors a couple of times, but I know people will probably be mad about it. And if people want to build it themselves, they don't want to go through all of them having to be like that, you know, or painting or whatever. Even though this is probably the best case scenario, this whole fig at that scale. So I will make a second copy where we change a couple of things to what already exists. Hopefully it'll let me. Well, I just want to listen to Bob on Battlefield music. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to look up about that crown piece. It's a chi crystal. I don't know if it's appeared in yellow. I need B. If not, I could use the French fry piece that has existed in yellow. Okay, crystal 4 point, but no yellow. So pearl gold is the next close. Okay. And I think pearl gold was. Oh, okay. It's a couple of sets. I thought it was just one of them. Let's try rock, crystal, 4 points, point. Or is it 3? Rock point, 5 points. That's why I couldn't remember it. And yellow. I don't remember that one. Alright, so it has existed in yellow. And I think that was a few times too. It was definitely on Friends. Yep. That's not the Friends that I was thinking of, but it was there. And it's got it with the burger and fries. Yep. Just the way I thought. And it was used recently. I missed that burger joint place. I never owned it, but I like the look of it. When was that? 2018? God damn. Alright. The Harlech Mall. Yep. Yeah, basically every use it has is as French fries, and most of them from Friends. Only once in City and once in the Lego Movie 2. It's not even as French fries, it just puts it on the ground. Okay, then. Still, recent catalog, so we can change that. No problemo. 5 point. Oh! Change things. Let's see. 1, 2, plate, modified, whole, top. Well, the default is listing in blue, so we can do blue. All right, I like that. We'll do this, do this, do this. We'll do this. Blue. It almost feels off that way, but according to the game, that's how it's supposed to be. Now, I will still keep that idea as far as the crown on top, but it might have to change a couple pieces around it. So, that, all out of the way. So that piece will fit there. And then I'm going to look for 2x2 slopes, curved. So again, it's not going to be a clean curve on top, but we're working with as best as we practically have as pieces. I can think of one or two other ways but I don't know if that's a retired piece by this point, and I don't think it's one Lego wants to keep around. And even if I did do it that way, the crown would still be hard to fit on top of it. I'm basically looking at the Venom mech off to the side because the Venom mech was a couple years ago, so it might be retired. But the shoulder pieces and the headpiece are the same. They've printed on it, so we know they can actually put the eyes on it. I got it on a 4x4 base. That I don't know if that's something they could do, if they want to do, but it would look actually it would look pretty clean compared to what I was gonna do. It might actually be a good idea. Excuse me. So I'm gonna take off the top of this, figure out how it's constructed, which it's pretty easy. The crown. I just don't know if it exists in yellow. I think it does. I'm literally looking at evolutions of the King Bob-omb, and even though we're basing this on the Super Mario 64 game, which is very polygonal, we do want to make it look good in 3D, but still, reminiscent. And looking at him, it looks like his crown is 4 points. So the chi crystal, good idea, but it's not an existing color. So I want the eggshell piece, which I know it's at least pearl gold. I don't know if it's been in yellow. Oh my gosh. I've always known of, but I always forget. I always want to forget sometimes. Hmm. Taking a detour for a second. Oh, okay. Well, now I know that. So, Venomosaurus Rex. If I can spell it. I'll just look up Spider Ham. Easier way to go to him. I have ways of searching things on Brooklink in case you didn't know. But it makes sense because it's like, okay, I don't know the technical term, but I know things that it came from or what is around. So Spider Ham goes to I forgot in the Daily Bugle now. Cool. Still makes me kind of regret um, not waiting long enough for the Daily Bugle, because between him and Miles Morales, nice to get the Daily Bugle at some point. And I like Daredevil included with it. I like Punisher included with it, even though I'm familiar lot with those characters. I like Daredevil on it because it shares basically the same origin as TMNT, vice versa, but you know what I mean. Um, Punisher is just interesting that they made a minifigure like that. Alright. Venomosaurus ambush. That's why I couldn't spell it right. I had an A instead of O. I'm trying to remember what I was looking for. It's in here. Okay. Eggshell. Oh, it's 5 points. It's in white and purple. Well, we know it's a recent part. Even this year, recently came out. Would Lego be okay with using it as a 5 point on this figure? I mean, there's a lot of times where it's used as a crown, so it might be okay. I'm just thinking, this is a license set. Might as well get it more accurate. Alright, what pieces exist in 4 point? Just that crystal. I guess I'm gonna go. If I have to go between them, they're both gonna be pearl gold. But I might as well make the one that's a 4 point instead of a 5 point, just for the accuracy of it. Honestly, could go either way with me. Now I gotta look up this Venom piece that I'm staring at. Back to the Venom sets, yeah. I actually do like the Venom sets. I used to hate them, but I've come around on them because they're actually pretty nice builds. And for a while, I've gotten a bunch of Marvel and Spider-Man sets because I want to try to make my own stuff out of them, like story-wise, and still working on it. Still a little bit more that I'll probably want to get before going into that, but not far off from here. All right. Oh, I should also keep in mind these minifigure hands also existed in tan, so I can use that for Bowser. All right, so Venom mech. So this piece, large figure are round smooth, 2015 to 2019. Ugh. I mean, it wasn't that long ago it was last used, but it was maybe they could still use it. At least there's a couple different applications. I'm seeing a couple different ways it's used in here. Two, 1, 5, 6, 0. Now I'm just gonna listen to Sivagata versions of the Mario 64 music just to have fun with it. Catchy. Well, I gotta return back to a piece I thought I didn't need. I got two ideas. That's played up. What's going on here? Why does it not like that? Again, it seems like the right piece. Unless something about that plate that changed? Which one do I have? Plate 1 by X shape axle hole. I think the X shape is a recent one. So why does it not like that? I can work around it. Oh boy. Don't mess with me. Oh yeah, it's gonna mess with me. We're gonna need a 1x2 there. I'm gonna put you back. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that one. All right, and B then. I know what to do. I just gotta find a piece for it. There it is. I don't think Lego would allow a connection like this. But this is basically what we're looking at. A half-ish connection on the top like that. But it's so like far back from the head, it feels weird. You know what I mean? So let me try the first method again. Let me see. Oh, good. I'll keep these around. Nope. Oh, that was all of them. Mm. Oops. Yeah, the first one will really be good if it existed. Well, this is the one I wanted before. Is that any better? It might be. And that exists in black. And place. So that's as far as I can bring that one. And it seems like it's way more tilted back. I could think of another way of bringing it forward. I just need to fix a couple things. There's something to that. Granddad. Still a robot arm to use there than the skeleton arm, though. Maybe I'll cover up a little bit of that back. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to work on the hands, which I already have an idea. What time is it? Oh, 1:34. Yeah. I'm going to wrap this up with this figure. And again, let me know in the comments what you think about him. And I'll do rough, like take a look at everything as well. I always have a hard time finding the piece I'm thinking of here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what I've basically done here is I made a brick-built fist hand thing. It's almost lean on the polygonal nature of the original game, and this is the way to do it. It's a bullet point on the LEGO website. Looks just like the classic 1996. We swear we did this on purpose. Alright, so there is our practical version. I didn't actually look up, but they're recent enough if LEGO did recolor them, or they're recent enough LEGO could recolor them, I should say. 1 by 1 tile quarter. Okay, so they do exist in light orange and in yellow. So if they went either way with it, we've been going for almost 4 hours. And this is what we've come up with so far. We've just had the figures. I didn't even start Bowser. But from what we've made so far, and I've been going like 110% at this. No breaks, no interruptions. So, alrighty. So we'll start off with our minifigs. And thank you to Seth for the recommendation on the chef hats. I looks to see the face a little bit better. Come on, work with me, computer. Well, first of all, I want you to work with me so you can save it. Because the last time I saved it, I think was before working on King Bomb. So, don't want to lose that. Just wait on that. It's saved, okay? I'm gonna check right after this stream ends too. So. So we got our minifigs with a question mark. With Luigi, possibly part of it. We got 2 of the Toads, which I feel like 2 is fair. I know all of them are pretty much the same way in Super Mario 64, but at least want to identify, okay, there's one we know as Toad, like a general, like everywhere character. He's kind of his own thing. It's like there's all different kinds of Yoshi, but there's a green one we always identify with. So the same thing happens here with the blue Toad. And then we have a red one here, for good measure. And then we have Princess Peach. Then we have a couple of... Okay, stop with the ads. Okay, then we have a couple of mushrooms, literally just made out of army helmets and minifig heads. Closest thing I could find with it. Because I don't think... Actually, it would be really funny if this was how LEGO made them in minifig scale. Because then you could just pop that onto a standard walking minifigure with no mouth. It would just be the eyes. Just be great. See, this is why we need to make this happen, LEGO. We got a blue penguin. So, as far as I know, the penguin mold still exists. They have used it in the Pick-a-Brick wall. I don't know if there are any recent LEGO sets with it, but I don't see why they wouldn't be able to make a blue one. Literally just this thing. You know? Don't have to change really anything else about it. Don't even have to change the eyes to it. And then you have the pink and black bob-ombs, which would need a print for their eyes. I'm still debating on the feet, but I can always work on it later. But at least for now, at least we know what they are. Then in our other minifigure, we have Lakitu. We didn't make the cloud for him yet, but we made pretty much everything else on him. We didn't have the shell piece from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I substituted here. I may borrow this figure almost entirely for the Koopas. So this D2C set is going to have a lot of minifigs in it. I mean, it's weird to think of because... I mean, it's not weird to think of because of things like I said earlier about the Daily Bugle. It's got a lot of minifigs. But it's weird to think of for a Mario set and for something that's going to eventually be inspired by the Disney Castle. I've never built it, but when I think of that scale of it or that grandeur of it, the construction-wise, is, reminiscent of it. That one doesn't have a lot of minifigs. It's like 5, maybe, I think. Many minifigs, at least right now. It's interesting. There are possibilities where I could just knock out a Toad, knock out Luigi, and I could still put in for, the Koopa Troopa. Just one or something, So that way at least it's there and it still feels relevant, but doesn't have to overflow. And theoretically, it would be the kind of thing that, you get one or so in this big set, but it's a common enough figure, you could get it elsewhere. That's what I'm thinking as far as Mario, Luigi, obviously. Toads, probably. Koopa Troopas, yes, of course. And getting a Koopa Troopa versus a Paratroopa can be different between sets, but you can still use all of that to emphasize the D2C Peach Castle. Like, I'm trying to get so it could integrate with other Mario things in minifig scale, but I also want it to still work on its own. So if somebody could only buy one set, they get the Peach Castle, it gives you the essential stuff. It's kind of the feeling that I have when it comes to the giant Minecraft set. Like the biggest Minecraft set that they made in minifig scale, that's an all-encompassing thing. I kind of wish that I bought that. I had seen it several times in the stores. Good luck finding it nowadays. Because I don't think that thing's cheap on resale. Or even a big Minecraft fan. I've played every so often. I don't know everything about it still. But out of what I see in there, that is one of those kinds of cases where it's like, it's a D2C set. It's got so much packed in it that if you only could buy one Minecraft set, you could buy that one and be satisfied. I guarantee it. And I don't even own it. I would like to own it one day, but it's not going to happen right now. I'm actually thinking right now, hold on. While I'm here, boop, and I'm going to take, nope, we'll keep the head. Koopa Troopas are usually with a green shell. So this will be a green tile. That's pretty much it. At least on this program, that's all I would really need to do. I wouldn't be opposed to the Mario minifigures having, heads like that. Don't have to be specialized heads. I've seen bootlegs that do very well adapting to minifig heads, and I believe a lot of other characters can adapt to that very well. Same thing here with the Koopa Troopa. You can easily use that to fit the little like kappa lip kind of thing onto a minifig head. You don't have to make it a special piece. You can still get that point across. I mean, Nintendo's done it on its own with the Mii's, So yeah, that's funny. That it's literally just that to boop it and change it. Okay, so now another minifig taken care of. Boom. Knock them out of the park. I don't even remember if paratroopers are in Super Mario 64. I don't think they are. I don't remember them. We could call this one Koopa the Quick. Oh, it's literally just a Koopa, but beautiful. Beautiful idea. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I thought of that. That's it. That's why there's only one in the set, because he specifically named Koopa the Quick. I should work. I say I should work at Lego, but honestly, we all know that's not going to happen, and we all know that's a pipe dream. Mario, pipe. You get it. Anyways, so we didn't make the cloud for the Lakitu, but it wouldn't take a lot to make a cloud. I don't think. Even with the cloud pieces, I don't think it would take a lot. And that would be fine. We got the fishing pole with the camera on it. I don't know how well physically that camera would actually hold it. That would be for another day to figure that out. And this one took a long time, but we made King Babam as a buildable figure. And this is the best way that I could come up with it. The legs are posable enough that you could have him waddling side to side, You could also have him in a nearly sitting pose, like Mario's lifting him up. Unfortunately, I didn't add anything on him for Mario to carry him, like from the backside. But I don't think it'd be too hard either. I think all it would take is like 1 or 2 plate pieces changed if you really wanted to get that feature in there. I could see that. Honestly, it could probably be as simple as this one. And plate 1x2, holding him in 2 hands. I don't know about that, considering the size of the character. And unless you put this on a plate, he's gonna be easy to top over. But that could work. That alone, that piece by itself, you just turn a minifigure hand sideways, that's onto there, and you can have the other hand as like holding support, and then you have this figure up in the air. The same character, which is actually using parts that exist. So we determined that there are several parts that do not exist currently, and certain colors, and we had to modify this in order to make that happen. I'm going to do the same thing here that I did on the other one, so that way you can still pick them up. I think that would honestly be very beneficial, because simple as it may be, it would do wonders for people who grew up with the game, who know how to play with him for a display kind of thing, having lifted in the air. It could honestly work with the marketing, the promotion there, you know. There is one piece I did not check on this figure. I mean, I didn't check a lot of pieces, but one that I'm less certain about are on the feet or legs. So let me check that real quick, just to be sure. Down for maintenance, I forgot. I'm telling you, it just so happens that way. So let me look for that piece. I'm trying to remember what else it's in. Not that set. Not this set. Let's see what else. What else is around here that has that piece? Nope, not that one. Although I may consider that method when building Bowser. Yeah, good thing he's going to sit here for a while. That set doesn't have it. That set does have it. Back to the Venomosaurus. Venomosaurus ambush. Yep, there we go. And there's a reason enough set they should have it listed on Brickset with all the parts for a little bit. Oh yeah, me. Yeah, it's fine. I saw a piece in here that I could have used, but I didn't, and it works okay without it. Just gotta scroll by color to get to what I'm looking for. Unless that's not the piece I wanted to find. It's not. It's a shame. Oh, it's a real shame. I'm gonna look at other sets that are around here that may or may not have the piece I'm looking for until I can get back on Brickset. Can I look for the piece? on its own. I saw one in here that looks close to it. Yeah, I said before I was going to add a piece underneath for the mustache to make it thicker. I think this is fine where it is. Doesn't really need much more. And again, I'm glad that it exists in that color. Plate 1x2 with shaft. Let's see. Search parts. Plate 1x1. Was shaft. No matches. Great. I can't remember what set this thing was in. Oh, I see one right in front of me. Octopus. Oops. Gotta look back at search sets. Funny how octopus ride? Yep. It's literally staring me in the face. There we go. Plate 1x1 round with 3.2 shaft. So I couldn't find 4. Alright, so what colors? Appears in 11 sets. Oh, does that mean only on green? It does. Let's see. Design 26047. Do you exist in blue? Again, it's the kind of thing LEGO could practically make in blue if they needed to. This is the model we're trying to build out of parts that already exist and are accounted for. The closest blue. I'll try each and see what we come up with. Left leg in black. Right leg, I gotta find the dark blue. It's bad because that was the first way I did it. Blues don't really work. Yeah, that's okay. And once again, I'm going to hit save. So now we have a practical version of the King Babam that I can build. Frankly, I think I have most of these pieces. I'm going to look again, but I think probably most of them I have. Fairground Carousel. Flame yellowish orange. Appears in 26 sets. Well, there's good chances I have it. Not that one yet. I would like to get the Ferris wheel at some point, but do not have it yet. I don't have any of those friends sets. I could get one of those dots, either the cool cactus bracelet or the backpack leopard. Ah, I'm curious about tags, especially when they just look like a larger version of the Lego games, like dice pieces, with 3x3 instead of 2x2 on each side. But the cactus bracelet is also just, charming, and those tiles will be practical elsewhere. So here's ones I do have, so I don't want to steal them. Or I could steal them, but at least I don't have anything else I need to get them. This is the large cactus, yep. Uh, Keeper's Village. I don't know if that comes with extras of those pieces. I would need 4 of them if it did. Oh, Escape from Ten Rings set. Well, that's on clearance at one Walmart. And that's another reason why I could get that set. Honestly, I haven't seen the movie, and usually my principle is I should know the source material of the license I'm picking up the set from. But then again, I've picked up Marvel sets without knowing all about Venom or the AIM agents or Red Skull, and those aren't even movie based. I've picked up other sets before seeing the film or TV show. I might go that way with this one because I do like a lot of parts in it. If it has 4 of those pieces and still has benefits beyond that, maybe. Let's see. A couple other ones in here I don't have, so I'm not gonna. And not really ones crazy about getting either way. The star piece, at least, they are still making it. Andrea's card and stage has it, so that's good. So I can still use that. I don't have a rainbow jewelry stand. I think I do. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think I do. No. Nope. Gotta mark that in the used to have folder. Oh! I forgot I have that. I think, again, I have to check my stuff. I know I have one of the bracelet sets, and I think it's the Lovebirds one, because I want the teal bracelet, of course. And if I do, then that should have it in there, and hopefully enough of them for this set. I have the Dolphins Rescue Mission, which has some of them. I'm going to have to these open and find out how many of each I have. I mean, even across multiple sets, I might have it.